Welcome. I'm Sebastian Mahfoud, and you're listening to WCAT Radio, the on-air wing of En Route Books and Media, bringing you the dulcet sounds of Catholic wisdom.
Okay, Doctor, the first thing I would like to really thank you in person that you have really been doing a lot of great works to help different people and to promote the life. So that's something which is really, really very good, and we thank you for all that.
Well, you're welcome. Same. It's heaven is a team effort, so I'm glad we're on the same team.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, we are really very happy to join your efforts.
Good.
Yeah, thank you so much. And indeed, we also thank Dr. Sebastian Mahfoud as he came and he introduced the agenda, the topic, and the organization to us. And the Archbishop Paul Ruzoka of the Catholic Archdiocese of Tabora was also very happy about this. And sure. And he's really waiting to see us moving forward with the organization. Yeah, so we are very happy here in Tanzania about that.
Good.
Sure. So, as I sent you the mail last, I think 2 days ago. In fact, as the Archbishop sent me now to start working on this organization, I had to start now making some talks with some people, and we met some of the challenges which were, of course, very good for us as they make us grow and make us think on the best way to go forward. Because probably the organization, the way it works in the US, based on the culture, understanding and everything, is a bit different with the way it could be working here in Tanzania, based on the culture and some of the attitudes of the people, levels of development and things of that kind. So I say it's better I communicate with you and we see how can we go about this. One of the very, very challenging thing was, okay, we have priests who will be part of this movement. We are having different lay people who will be part of this. And these people, they're also very good. They can also share out about their experiences. But there are some of the things which I said, I myself, as a leader of the organization, I should communicate with you and get some of the information direct from you and see how we can go about this. One of it was we met with some people and they asked us, okay, we are really thinking about what you people are telling us, but at some situations or at some point, there are people who would wish to keep the pregnancies. But then, how do they keep if one, maybe a person has conceived a pregnancy out of what is legally not required? Let's say they are brother and a sister, which is incest. It's a criminal offense.
Right.
Then how do we advise these people to keep the pregnancy? That was one of the questions.
Okay. Do you want to take that first question? Want me to handle that first one?
Sure.
Okay. So in that situation,
yes.
And this is called the term for this. Are you taking notes while we're talking? Is that how you're doing it?
Yeah, indeed, I am.
Okay. So the term for the answer I'm going to give, it's called pro-life apologetics. So apologetics is a word on the art of defending a position.
Okay.
So that question you just asked is one of the more challenging pro-life questions.
Sure.
And so the way to answer that, believe it or not, is to answer that question with a question.
Oh.
And so it goes like this. You turn that around and you answer it by saying, explain how that person choosing to end the life of their child, the mother choosing to end the life of the child, which is the most The worst thing that could possibly happen to a mother is to end the life of her own child. Explain how that is going to make it better, the fact that she was raped in incest or otherwise with child. That's the first thing. And, of course, the answer is it's not going to make it better. Sure. It's going to, instead of having one horrible thing, she now has two horrible things.
Exactly.
Which leads to the follow-on comment, which is when you do something good to counteract something really bad, at least it doesn't add more bad.
Exactly.
And furthermore, there's a very reasonable comment that it could help make the first bad not as bad.
Sure,
in other words, something good came out of something bad, therefore making it less bad. Okay. So a life that is protected or chosen in spite of the circumstances, as horrible as they are, incest or rape, is an opportunity for that mother to, instead of reduce her dignity, because think about it, the abortion, she chooses that. So that's something that you can regret.
Yes.
And women do regret abortion. But being raped or incest, you don't regret that. You never did it. It's not your fault.
Yeah, exactly.
So what I'm doing now in my third piece is I'm comparing and contrasting them.
Exactly.
It's different. First of all, abortion is worse than rape because it's a choice. Second of all, that choice, because you chose it, is going to have the consequence of a regret.
Yeah.
Third of all, by doing something good in response to that bad, it's going to help make things better. How can they not be better versus making them worse? So there's some notes for you to kind of organize in how to answer one of the hardest questions, if not the hardest question, which is that topic is called exceptions. There's a lot of people that will say, I'm pro-life with these exceptions, which are rape and incest. And then I always say, well, if you are pro-life with exceptions, you're not pro-life. I mean, it sounds kind of harsh, Peter, but to be pro-life is to be in line with that life is to be defended and is sacred from conception to natural death. And if you have acceptance to that, then guess what? You're not pro-life.
Exactly.
And furthermore, to have that consistent view, it's important for the following reason.
Mm-hmm.
When in Scripture, God tells the story of the lost sheep.
Yes.
And Jesus tells the story that, the shepherd left the 99 unprotected. He walked away and left them unprotected. And if you ever heard anyone give an explanation for why Jesus did that or could do that, it's because every sheep or every person, in our case, because this is what the story was about, is worth as much as all people.
Sure.
So the term is infinite value of life. So if each life individually has an infinite value, it's as worth as much as all.
Okay.
You can't be pro-life with exceptions. There's no exception for abortion. It's evil intrinsically, meaning it's evil in and of itself. And you can't make a compromise for Satan. You can't make a compromise for something not godly, even if it means making sacrifices for other lives, even if it means the mother has to sacrifice, the father has to sacrifice, the community has to sacrifice. That's what we do. We do that because we're not going to compromise or make exceptions or try to justify that a wrong will make a right. It won't. A wrong is a wrong. And eventually what that does is it erodes the dignity of life. So if you make an exception circumstance where a life can be aborted, guess what? Eventually more lives will be aborted. Eventually no one will be protected.
Yes.
Which is why it's so dangerous, you know. And I think it was Martin Luther King that said something: an injustice for one is an injustice for all.
Yes, that's very true. Perfect.
So that's the same with abortion. An
Yes.
abortion for one, rape or incest, is an abortion for all.
Yes.
So there's your answer on rape and incest.
Wow, thank you so much for that extensive explanations. And now, so I think that we really need to have very, very stable team, which will really make people understand, and especially people who can penetrate the agendas or the mindsets of the people, especially the elders in the community, and make them understand and accept and take this as what you have said. It's really, really very important. And so I think we really need to have a very great campaign around, and at least make people understand about this, because it's one of the very, very basic concepts. For like so many questions have been asking over the same nature, maybe the relationships between relatives generally. Maybe you find some people they conceive. If you find it's a girl, maybe she was raped by his, maybe by the father, or by a brother, so uncle, cousin, star. So the same answer can be used. So I see it really carries a very, very, very great part.
Yeah, it allows her to live out some of those words I just shared with you. Yeah. It allows her to save a life, is to save the world.
Sure.
She's able to do something that even though something horrible happened to her, it gives her an opportunity for a legacy, Peter. Her legacy, her entire legacy isn't the shame of incest or rape.
Exactly.
Her legacy instead will be the heroic decision to save that child in spite of the circumstances. And there's a ministry in the United States called Save the One. You can look them up on the internet. They're called Save the One.
Okay.
And they are women and men that have been conceived in rape or incest. And to sum up and they have an entire ministry. And to sum up their ministry, I'm going to give it to you in one statement.
Yes.
I'm really glad my mother chose life. There, I just summed up their ministry.
Okay.
So, in other words, they're super happy that even though they were conceived in rape and incest, that their mom didn't choose to abort them.
Okay. Wow. That's
you hear from them. These are from people that were conceived in rape or incest.
I see that. That's very great. So we'll really need to have a team to really be ready to support these people morally, and really try to make them understand the meaning of what they are carrying and the meaning of what they should proceed with, instead of asking for a shortcut.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very right. Thank you for that great explanations. Now, the second part of the question, as I said, was there are some who maybe they would conceive because of some challenges. Maybe the man who gave them the pregnant has left or has just run away, or there's those who maybe they conceived from a man, then the man have passed away before even delivery. So they feel like, okay, now how do I go with this? First, they think like, okay, maybe by carrying this pregnant, I'll be really seeing that man and still keep on thinking about this. But also there are those who would say like, no, I don't have any means again to support this kid. I better abort. What if we discover about that, then as the organization, should we also find a way maybe to have direct support to these people, or how do we go about this?
Yeah. So a couple thoughts. The first was, if they were to have the child be reminded of something horrible, I guess what I would say is that that idea is an idea before the mother is holding her new child. Mm-hmm. So I would say it will help erase. It can't completely erase the pain of being raped, yes. But it will. I really believe that the beauty of that child, and of course you could interview people that are in the circumstances, but I'm talking about after the baby's born, the circumstance of holding that child. I think that they're going to be a more powerful good, that this is their baby, this is their child looking at, will overcome evil, which is to drag her looking back at that horrible act. That would be my attempt at that. I don't think it's going to be an overwhelming consumption of guilt or memory of that child with that rape or incest. So that's my first attempt at that. The second question would be which is the question for most abortions, which is the means. Do they have the means? Can they afford? Are they able? Yes. That's the biggest reason why people abort. They don't feel that they have the means or are capable. Yes. And it's another lie, because how the devil is able to abort so many children on the planet is through fear and lies. And the lies fuel the fear. And abortion at the end of it is a lie, because it doesn't take much to look at how people are able to raise beautiful families with very little on the planet. It's fascinating. Nonetheless, are there circumstances that stretch people on the planet to be able to provide? Of course there are. There are hungry people. There are. Yeah. And I guess I would lead to my third part of the answer, is that there is a supply and demand for people to adopt children on the planet. And we're just not doing a very good job matching up demand with supply. So, for example, in the United States, there are only 18,000 babies adopted per year. Okay. And there's 900,000 babies aborted. Okay. So, only 18,000 because there's a 2-year line for those 18,000. So, in other words, there's a waiting period. Okay. The supply and demand are not matched up. So if more people didn't abort instead adopted, then there would be a shorter line. There wouldn't be a 2-year line. Yeah. Because right now, the line tells you there aren't enough babies for people that would like to raise them right now. Okay. And that would be part of my answer to, so the first part was, I think that they're going to find joy in being mothers. The second part, if they truly don't have the means, there are people on the planet, I don't know about their local communities, certainly on the planet, that would love to adopt those babies. Okay. And we need to work hard to match that supply and demand up for those children. Okay. Yeah, I see. There's some thoughts. And it's National Adoption Month in America. November is National Adoption Month. And the first Saturday before Thanksgiving in America is National Adoption Day. Okay. So yesterday in America, the 17th of November, was National Adoption Day in the United States. Okay.
I see that. That's very right. And one person asked, for me, even before delivering, this becomes like I can't even stand. I cannot even afford to carry this pregnant, and till delivering, I feel like no, this is all just a burden for me. Because even myself, even supporting myself, food, medication till delivering and all that, I don't have that money. Then how do I stand all these 9 months with even no hope of supporting myself? And now how will I support a kid? So even before delivering, it's very difficult for me to stand. And I was like, anyway, maybe I should also ask for the experience.
And what happens, and what you just said, is it takes somebody further down the road with wisdom. And that comes in the form, classically, in generations in a family or in a community that mentors mothers to be able to say, this seems insurmountable right now. But guess what? You can do this, and we're going to help you. I mean, that's really the kind of confidence that's needed, because that young mother in that situation has that, you said, she can't even imagine taking care of herself, let alone herself and a child. But that's where community comes in. That's where family comes in. And that family unit is an important part to bringing life into the world. And if that family unit's not there, then it makes sense to me that mother would consider instead adoption into a family that does have support.
I see that. Then there is one which was a bit more challenging. That this person was, the girl was coming from a Muslim family. Then the man was coming from a Christian family. So when the man realized that he had given pregnancy to a girl, the man ran away. So in this family, the family of the girl, which was a Christian family, tried to approach the family of the man, which was a Muslim family. Now, the Muslim family said, we cannot take in this girl because she's not of our religion. And this family also was like, now, how do we handle this? Well, now, so they started pushing the girl to do abortion, as in they are coming from both of them, they are not from the same religion, and none of them is ready to take care of the mother and the mother and the kid as basing on the religion. So it's like everyone started ignoring this, and the girl was like, okay, I would wish to keep this, but I got no support from the families, and at the end of the day, I don't have money, I don't have anything, so now I've tried, but now I'm tired. I think I can't handle this anymore, because no matter how I try to make these people understand, they ever get angry with me. So the best way is either I get the support from somewhere else, or rather I just have to abort. Yeah. So.
In the United States.
Yeah.
In the United States, that gap in 1990, there was less than 700 pregnancy support centers in the United States. Now there's over 3,000. So this idea that you're sharing with me right now, clearly the answer is, for that situation you described, is support.
Yeah.
And when the support isn't there, then abortion wins.
Yes.
And when there is support there, then there's a chance for life to win.
Yes.
So, yeah, I hear you. With no support in that situation, death wins. Evil wins.
I see.
You know? Yeah, I mean, you've got to be able to fill the gap with support.
Okay.
So that makes sense to me. And it's the same. It's anywhere, everywhere. Not just Africa. It's the same in the United States. And in the United States, oftentimes abortion happens because even though there's support, they don't know about the support. They don't know where the support. No one told them where the support was at.
Okay.
So even when support is possible and present, it doesn't matter if the people in crisis aren't aware that those resources exist. And that happens a lot. Happens a lot. Because the abortion facility is not going to tell those mothers about pregnancy resource centers. As a matter of fact, when I go to the abortion facility to give information to those mothers coming to abort their child, the abortion facility has people there to interfere with me giving them that information.
Okay.
So they stand there including their phone, and that's how evil works. It wants to snuff out all support so that evil can do its thing. So that makes sense.
Sure. Anyway, so Doctor, I think here now it's really very important as now to see like how do you make that support fund? How do you make that basket for helping these people? Because it's very important now to really find a way to make sure we always have something, even if it's little, we can really support people who are seriously in need. How do we set the criteria?
And Peter,
yes,
I would say the simplest, most powerful answer to you would be the church.
Okay.
I mean, the church in any area should own this issue.
Okay.
Abortion is the greatest evil on the planet.
Yeah.
It's the greatest evil on the planet that the devil would trick a mother to choose to kill her own child. You tell me a greater evil. It's not more evil that someone's, we already talked about raped or incest. It's not even more evil that someone is murdered.
Yeah, sure.
It's because that person didn't choose that.
Yeah.
But to choose to kill your own, it's the greatest evil on the planet. There's nothing that pleasures the devil more. I refer to abortion as the crown jewel of Satan. And so the antidote, the answer to all these questions is to match up this evil with support from the church. Okay. And the church has people of goodness, has people of sacrifice. And is it nice when a community also has a formal, organized pregnancy help center? It is nice. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have those in your community or in your country so much, then guess what? The church has got to own this. When someone comes to the church, to the priest, to the pastor, to the diocese, the church has got to own this. I mean, it is not just a social justice issue, it's the exceptional social justice issue of the church. Okay. The Pope recognizes abortion as above all other social justice issues. So when we're talking about feeding the poor, clothing the naked, visiting the imprisoned, taking care of the sick, abortion is higher than all of them. Okay. So church has got to own this. They've got to just own this issue as their top priority, and that's how I would match up resources. Okay. The church got to own it.
Yeah, I see that. So this system will really need us to again try to see, because it's, as you have said, it's a bit different as it works probably in Western countries and the way it works in Africa. It's a bit very different, and I think still it will also be a very, very challenging concept for the people in the community to really accept this. Then, so it's really very true.
Throwing their children into the trash can. Okay. It's one thing to be understanding of, Muslim versus Christian, family threatening to do an honor killing in, some country for the shame of an out of marriage pregnancy. I mean, that doesn't happen in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the reasons where at least you can go, abortion's not right. But man, I can't even imagine the kind of pressure and fear some mothers have in Africa or Saudi Arabia or some of these other places. Versus the United States, it's not just not frowned upon. In a lot of respects in the Western world, the United Kingdom, Denmark, Iceland, there's segments of the culture that celebrate it. I mean, that's a term, by the way, Peter, the term I use for that is arrogantly evil. Arrogantly evil. Not just evil. Arrogantly evil.
Sure.
And it's happening with abortion. Western Hemisphere. So it is harder because of resources and support and circumstances in Africa in that respect, but it's harder in terms of how arrogantly evil abortion is when it isn't even necessary. It's never necessary, but there's even less of a posturing for, the word would be rationalizing it. You know, rationalizing abortion in Africa, you can be compassionate, you can be understanding. There's less opportunities for any reasonable rationalization for abortion in America compared to the circumstances that you're describing in Africa, which in my perspective makes it even more sad.
Yeah, I see that.
So there's a perspective for you.
Sure. Anyway, because I see, as one of the things I was also about to ask is, I see there's also a lot of international pressure pushing on legalization of the abortion, and it is to be taken as something which is very, very positive. And you see, like in countries like ours, there are so many international organizations which seems to be secretly funding some people to go around promoting about abortions, family planning, and all that, which is like whenever you come out saying this one is not right, these people, they come with their team, they will do a lot of things in the media and whatever, just to try to criticize, to crush what you are saying. So also in one or the other, I think we'll really need to be very stable and very firm, and otherwise maybe it might be very easy in the country like US to say no, abortion cannot be done. But for us, when we say like in cases like abortion or in cases like lesbians and whatever, when we say we don't want this, you find there's always people from outside the country. They come and say we will cut the support in the budget of your country. We'll stop funding you people. So how, I don't know, again, this is another thing, like how do we go about this? Because sometimes these campaigns, they appear to be even a threat to the country. They appear to be a threat to the community. What is your message to the young people in Tanzania and in the world about abortion, and how should they take the activities of the movement as positive towards their future and the future of the life of the world?
Well, would you like to just pick up with that question?
Yes.
Okay, well, the first part was, what message would I have for the youth?
Exactly.
The youth of Tanzania.
Exactly.
And that message, I would begin with, it's a message of hope. You know, we cannot despair.
Yes.
And we need to realize that the two things the devil will use against us are fear and pride. Mm-hmm. And fear can lead to hopelessness or despair. Okay. And so we need to be sure that we don't go down the road that evil would like us to, because we know all it takes for evil to prevail is for good people to do nothing. So we need to continue being like the story of the little boy who was on the beach and many starfish had washed up. And he was reaching down, and there was just thousands of them. But he was picking them up one at a time and throwing some of them back into the ocean to live. And a man saw this and approached that little boy and said, "It's not worth it. You'll never get all these starfish back. It just doesn't matter." And he picked another starfish up and he threw it into the ocean and he said, "It matters for that one." So we need to keep that perspective that each life, as we talked about in the first part of our conversation, has an infinite value in God's eyes and also in our eyes. Each life has an infinite value. Therefore, we need to strive and pray pray and work and team up in a way that we are going to save even this one life, and then we're going to work our way to the next life. We also gave the quote earlier in our visit that to save a life is to save the world. Now, I looked that up, and it comes from an old Jewish law, an old Judeo law, which of course is the basis, that Judaism, of our own Christian faith. So that's the perspective of hope, to remind ourselves that it matters, our efforts matter for those lives. And also, even the lives that are lost, that we struggle to save, remember that striving and struggling and sacrifice brings a dignity, a holiness, a respect, even a life lost to abortion. So let us just really anchor ourselves in hope and not allow evil to bring us despair. That would be my message to the youth, to keep striving, keep reaching. The prayer that I have each time I go out to go for a run is, Lord, help me to run as fast or as slow as you need me to today. And I have that prayer because we need to remember, whether you're young or old, that we do need to pace ourselves. And we need to realize that when we're out there working for God, all He expects from us is our faithfulness, that we continue to plant and water, that we take no credit or blame for what God makes grow, what God allows to grow, what God helps miraculously grow. So, that's another area that could bring us to despair if we question the results of our planting and watering for life and faith. Just be faithful. St. Mother Teresa has a great quote where she says, God doesn't call us to be successful. He calls us to be faithful. Mm-hmm. And she says that, of course, the success belongs to the Lord. And He earned that for us on that cross. So that's the perspective of hope that I have for the young people. And endurance. I think about the Life Runners Creed, and there's 5 words that we really anchor the Life Runners Creed. And listeners can look at that creed at liferunners.org/creed, CREED. Yeah. And it's a beautiful prayer. And the backbone of that prayer is built around the word peace. And the 5 letters that make up the word peace, the P, the E, the A, the C, and the E. And that's an acronym in that creed prayer. So the P is that we really act, we run, we walk, we witness as a prayer. That's the P. And we do that with endurance. That's the E. For awareness of life. That's the A. For charity, for mothers and fathers tempted to abort their child. And healing support for post-abortion mothers, that they get that healing support. So that's the C, to have charity. And finally, that brings us to the E in the word peace, to end abortion. So the E is to end abortion. Because we know abortion is the opposite of peace. It does not bring peace. It brings chaos and destruction. So we think of preventing abortion to keep peace, and we also think of healing from abortion to keep peace. In America, they estimate that 1 in 3 women have had an abortion. 1 in 3. So think about all the shrapnel, all the hurt, all the needed healing for those women that have been through that pain of abortion, that lie of abortion. So I would offer to the young people of Tanzania and the world to keep hope, be hopeful, to strive for peace, to reach out in healing and compassion. To really heal, we have to be focused on that word compassion, which means to suffer with. Compassion, is with, and passion is to suffer. So to genuinely have compassion for a neighbor, to have compassion for somebody that's either had an abortion or someone that has aided in abortion, We need to suffer with them. We need to understand how manipulative the lies are from evil and just really have compassion. And then lead them to things that can help them heal. You know, it's beautiful in our Catholic faith where we have such powerful sacraments that anchor us and connect us to God. Those sacraments, whether it be reconciliation, that then lead us to the Eucharist for fuel, they're beautiful. And they're healing. We lead them back to prayer, to speaking with God. When we're hurt, oftentimes we turn away from God. So just to help people turn their eyes back to God so that He can heal us. That great doctor is God. You know, one of the many names for our Heavenly Father is that great doctor.
Yeah.
So that message for the young people: hope, peace, compassion, and just those words to endure and just keep going, and their efforts matter. So there's the first part of your question. Any follow-ups, Peter, or any addendums to that?
Wow, that's very great, and thank you so much for a very, very intensive explanation about this part, and especially to the young people, as in hope and passionate should really keep their faith moving towards standing against the abortion, and even to the lives of those who have died because of abortions and those who are suffering because of this time. So we really need to seek for the support and for the healing of the great doctor, the Lord our God, that may help us to endure into this struggle and process against the evil plans, against the evil one. That, I think, is very enough for this first part. And we may proceed with the next part, as in we really have a lot of international pressure, especially some UN agencies and even some international conventions have really passed to allow abortions and all that. And how do you stand that as an organization in the USA? How do you stand the pressure from the international organizations, or probably to some of the states which have legalized abortion?
Right. So the first part is that we are aware of what you just shared.
Yes.
You know, Sun Tzu, the famous Chinese general, said that in the art of war, and this is a war, this is a culture war, this is a battle for lives. He said, as we strategize to win the battle, we must know ourselves and know our enemy. Mm-hmm. And so we are aware of the tactics, when we are aware of the strategies of the enemy in bringing death to our planet in the form of abortion, then that is half the battle, that we're aware. So, Peter, the good news in what you shared is that we're aware of this intentional evil, and we're aware of these strategies and plans. So in the United States, we, in a very intentional way, hold our legislators to vote against funding abortions through international organizations. So the United States, depending on the administration, whether it's a pro-abortion administration like the Obama administration, or a pro-life administration like the Trump administration, it absolutely, one of the first executive orders from President Trump is that he turned off any funding to international organizations that directly contributed to abortion. He had an executive order. So he is a pro-life president, regardless of people's personal, feelings about him as a person or his style. One thing that you can celebrate is his stance and his value for life. So we celebrate that vote, and we celebrate his follow-through. So we're aware of that. we have to continue to keep that awareness and the light shining on those realities that you cannot have two masters. You cannot serve both God and money. And that other master, that money, is when it's being used to bring life to an end in the form of abortion, we cannot allow that master, that funding, to do the devil's bidding. And so that's just to kind of echo back to you, Peter, that we are aware of that. And we need to all throughout the world grab hands and bring light to the reality of the international organizations that are truly pro-life and fund them. And we need to bring light to the international organizations that are not pro-life, that are pro-death in the form of supporting abortion, and not fund them or support them.
Thank you so much for that, Doctor. Yeah, it has really been very true, despite of the fact that people have been really criticizing the President of the United States of America, Honorable Trump, that he is a racist, he is whatever. But I saw that myself as he was really speaking out that he really supports the Catholicism, that it has really built a lot of good pillars in the United States of America on education, social services, and all that. And indeed, he even said, I cannot really support any organization which is doing or supporting abortion, because he believes that that is really wrong. Anyway, I see now the role of the government leaders, the law of the head of the states is also very important to create a firm ground to every state towards protection and promotion of the life of every single individual. Then that being so relativist and saying, fine, if this one feels it's okay to do this, let these people be allowed. And at the end of the day, you find there are some legislations which permits, which allows the abortion. So I really support that. I remember even the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Honorable Dr. John Pombe Magufuli, he once said, there is no need of us having birth control in our state, as in we still have a very big land. We have a very big land where people, they can still live, they can still do their activities and all that. If we start practicing these things, to whom again do we leave this land? Because, the population growth is not that much as to see that people in this country will have nowhere to do their human and social or economic activities. So he was like trying also to promote the life of the people. And still in Tanzania, abortion is illegal. It's really not allowed under the penal code. And but now you see that those confusions as we are part of those who signed the Maputo Protocol, which allows in some of the articles I think it should be Article 14 of Maputo Protocol, which allows women to feel free to decide whatever they do on their health, especially when it comes to the issues of giving birth and stuff. So thank you so much for that. I think we should keep on pushing the spirit of the positive leaders, the good leaders who are promoting about life. Yeah.
Yes, and Peter, the policy that you can reference is called the Mexico City policy.
Okay.
And that's the Mexico City policy. And that's the United States government policy that blocks any U.S. federal funding for those NGOs, those non-government organizations that provide abortion, counseling or referrals, any of those organizations that advocate to decriminalize abortion or expand abortion services. Those NGOs, those non-government organizations, per the Mexico City policy, do not receive any U.S. federal funding.
Wow.
And so, it was first enacted by President Reagan in 1984, and then rescinded by President Clinton, who was a pro-abortion president. It was reinstituted under President George Bush, who was a pro-life president. It was rescinded again under President Obama, a pro-abortion president, and then reinstated under President Trump, a pro-life president.
Oh yeah, that's great. We really thank what the president is really trying to push towards the life, and we pray for him also to keep on pushing towards the best and protection of the life. Yes. The next part, which will really be taking us almost to an end of our discussion today, Doctor, will be now after you have really given your message to the young people, and what should we take as our opponents also trying to do against what we are planning? Maybe for Tanzania as a new chapter, as one of the branches of the Life Runners International chapters. Now, what would be your wishes to Tanzania as a new chapter? What would be your really hope as you want to see Tanzania becoming part and parcel of this movement of protecting the life in the world?
Yeah. So, kind of to pick up where we left off with that message to the young people.
Yes.
One of the things in there was that we need to do what we can. We need to do what we ought to do. And part of that is a lot of people, young and old, they are ready and willing, but they're waiting for direction and opportunity to be part of the solution in ending abortion. And so I would offer all of the future life runners of Tanzania and Africa and around the world the same message. Let's start by doing something that all life runners do, and that is we pray for an end to abortion. And then let's go ahead and let's wear the witness in the form of our jersey, because we really are a team. The life runners are the largest pro-life team in the world. Ages 0.1, less than a year old, in little baby onesies, life runner jerseys, out in public as a witness that say, "Remember born" on the back of the shirt of the jersey. So we have teammates from ages 0.1 to 101. And running is optional. So when you're a life runner, you're not required to run. Half of the approximately 10,000 teammates around the world do run for life. They put they witness with fitness. They put their faith in action through exercising their faith. But half of the team doesn't run or can't run. And I like to kind of smile and say the non-running life runners are some of the best life runners, because they're moving slow enough that you can read their jersey that says, "Remember the unborn." And so that's to encourage everyone listening, that everybody listening can be a life runner. We want them to be a life runner. So if they're willing to pray to end abortion, they're willing to organize a group in their community to sign up for life runners at liferunners.org. And when they start a new chapter that is international, we email the artwork to those international areas so they can produce the jerseys in their local area to save shipping costs, which are so expensive to ship things from the United States to around the world. It's just a lot more economical to produce those life runners remember the unborn jerseys locally around the world. And then the last thing is unity. So prayer, putting our faith in action by wearing the jersey, but we want to unify that witness, and we do that on the first Wednesday of the month around the world. So the first Wednesday of each month, we encourage all life runners to wear their jersey that says "Remember the Unborn" on the back, and wear that as a public witness. And we know that people see that witness of all those little pro-life faith censors around the world reading that message and that impacts hearts and minds for saving lives. There's a survey that was done with post-abortion mothers, and they asked the question, what would it have taken for you to choose life? And 82% of them said just one person offering encouragement or one sign of encouragement. So Life Runners, we are that sign. We are that person by wearing that message that someone that is in crisis, someone considering an abortion, that they have an opportunity to pause and have perspective in their crisis to do exactly what our jersey says, to remember the unborn. And so that is the message that we rally around. Our cheer for the National Life Runners team, for the International Life Runners team, is that we are all in Christ for pro-life. Our slogan is God first, life always, teammates forever. And so that is the team. And I hope that everyone listening really believes, really understands that they can be part of this, regardless of their age. You know, we have a few life runners that are actually in nursing homes and wheelchairs. And imagine them having those conversations of end of life, pro-life, and just bringing dignity to all aspects from conception to natural death, defending life from the moment of conception all the way to eternity. That's our faith, and that's something we're celebrating. So, yes, all people listening, join the team. Join the team for life.
Yes. Thank you so much for that explanation. Thank you so much for your wishes to the Tanzanian new chapter. And I hope to the many colleges and the schools which are going to have these chapters, I think they'll be able to, because we will be able to retrieve this information to them. They can hear it, and it will help us keep on grounding this. So I think we in Tanzania, especially myself as a leader, I'll take this into account. I'll really cooperate with the members of Life Runners Worldwide to push and promote other people from this end, as to collaborate and to unify ourselves into these efforts of supporting life, so that we can be able now to be one family with the very same mission. And as much as we will be doing the same, we do not know how many lives we will save, but we are sure we shall be saving the souls of many people, bringing peace in the hearts and souls of many people, families, and healing the wounds all the same. Yeah, so I'll be very happy, and I'm really happy to welcome you in Tanzania one day, as we are looking forward for you to communicate with Archbishop Paul Ruzoka, probably over this weekend if you'll be having time. I'll be happy that you talk with him directly, so that you can also have a talk and share some of the things as for the starting of this movement here. So is all the same?
And I absolutely hope to join you in Tanzania as a guest.
Sure.
To come and encourage and help form the Tanzanian Life Runners for some really mighty works that God has in store.
Thank you so much. We are really welcoming you to come and enjoy the hospitality of Tanzania, the hospitality for Africa, and also come to encourage us on how we can move, especially in the hearts of young men and women in this country, to see that if people are doing all this in the world to support the life, why not us to take part into the same? So we'll be very happy hosting you here, and that will be waiting a very official invitation and a very official confirmation from the Archbishop's office, as also you'll be confirming on which month will you be ready to come probably, and what will be your timetable. Then we can just still plan for that, and we'll be very happy to host you here.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We'll do it as brothers and sisters, many parts but one body, and we will do it with God's will.
Thank you so much. And I am wishing you a very, very great Sunday, as it's already Monday. So I'm wishing you a very, very good evening. Thanks, and say hi to your family. Tell them they are receiving a lot of greetings from here. You have been doing a great work. I know it's a very great devotion of yourself, and the family must be giving you support for the movement to move.
Yes.
So thank you so much, and may the good Lord bless you for all that, and your family be blessed in the same way.
Thank you, Peter. I echo those same words to you and your family.
Thank you so much, and hope we'll be keeping in touch next.
We will.
Thank you so much, Doctor, and may God bless you.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you. Yeah, dear listeners, it has been a very great moment today to have the president of the Life Learners Worldwide, Dr. Patrick J. from the USA. So it has been a very good talk with him, and he has really given a lot of messages you have had. We hope you will enjoy this, and keep in touch for the next time, and more will be coming as good and as hot as today. Thank you for listening, and may God bless you. I am Kahama Emmanuel Peter from Tanzania, the leader of Life Runners Tanzania. This is WCAT Radio. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed the program and will join us back for another show on WCAT Radio. This is Sebastian Mahfood. Good day.